So good evening, friends. We welcome you all on this wonderful day of World Photography Day, when we are here to celebrate the occasion with a tribute to 6 legends of Indian photography. At least I can say that for a long time, I have been hearing many of these names, but I have not been in a position to see much of the work and details. Anil sir has put up
Meeting
a lot
is
of
on.
efforts.
Please join. Meeting is on.
Please. Anil sir had put up a lot of efforts to make sure that the detailed information about these people go to all of us. So once again, a very, very happy World Photography Day to all the fraternity friends. And we welcome you again. And I would like to invite now Vijay Agrawal sir to tell something about the history of photography and introduce our chief guest of the day, Anil Risal Singh sir.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to wish a very happy World Photography Day to all of you. When we were planning with Mr. Amitabh that on World Photography Day we must do some activity, but a webinar on World Photography Day we thought is not appropriate, because there will be many webinars are happening, and today also there are so many webinars. So today we thought that
All right. How are you? You all right?
I would request everyone to keep their speakers
in
mute, please.
Please.
Mr. Praveen, I think your speaker is on.
So
Please continue.
our idea was that on World Photography Day, it should not be a regular webinar. It should be something regarding Photography Day, World Photography Day. And because we are not able to physically meet and felicitate people, let us give tributes online to our legendary photographers who are no more with us. But they have contributed a lot to the photography, promotion of photography in our country. Then we thought of Mr. Anil Risal Singh, who almost knows almost all legendary photographers personally, and he has known them personally, he has known their works personally. We requested him and he said yes, he can do it. And the process started, and finally he shortlisted 6 very, very active legendary photographers who have contributed maximum, and they are no more with us. This is how the whole process started, and we are here today to give them our tributes. But when this discussion was going on, Mr. Amitabh also said that we have a lot of new photographers, amateur photographers with us. They may not be knowing much about World Photography Day. I mean, they had been hearing that it is World Photography Day, but do not know exactly what is this World Photography means. Little bit of history of photography, if we can include, it will be nice. ये सबको एक साथ म्यूट नहीं कर सकते हैं क्या अमिताभ साहब? म्यूट
मैं एक बार कर रहा हूँ, हो सकता है आपका भी म्यूट हो जाए, तो अगर वो अनम्यूट कर लीजिएगा प्लीज.
So that is how then he asked me to also talk a little bit about history of photography. As you know, history of photography itself is so long, almost it was 150 years of work has gone into the invention of photography. So it is very long, but we thought that we will talk about the history in very brief form. Means hardly in 5 minutes we will summarize. So that means it will be a little interesting also, and it will give a real understanding of photography to the beginner. Of course, people who are interested to know more, Google is there. You will find all details in on the net about the history of photography, how things were developed. So if we want to summarize it briefly, I found that actually photography was not invented by photographers. Naturally, those days photography was not there, so there were no photographers. The major role was played by chemists and physicists in developing photography. And actually, the psychology of human being, of being lazy or to make things easier, is the reason behind inventory of photography. Like, we always try to develop something which will make our life easier. So what was happening, like our predecessor painters were like going to places and they used to paint, and it was very, very tiresome. So in 17, I will share the screen so that they can see the dates. Yeah. So in the year 1770, suddenly somebody found that some chemicals, when it is exposed to light, it is changing color. So before that, actually, already camera obscura was already there. Since 500, means almost 1500 years back, painters were using camera obscura in painting. What is camera obscura? Because the photography depends upon two things, main thing. One is the projection of image onto the sensitive emulsion of our film, and second thing is the exposure of light of that emulsion scene. So this is what camera obscura is. In almost 1500 years back, painters found that if light passes through a small hole, it forms an inverted image of whatever it is in front of it on the opposite wall. So the painters found this very useful. What they used to do, they used to set up a box or a tent like this, and they used to allow the light to come through a hole so that the landscape is projected on the backside wall, and they used to draw the lines. And in the comfort, means that they used to mention this is hill, this is a tree, this is, and they used to come back home and used to fill color. It was very, very useful to them. So little more advanced stage came, because this was an inverted image. They had little, first thing, the tent was very big, and second thing, they were getting an inverted image which was not comfortable, and human mind, as you know, they want to make things little easier. So the next stage came when the image they used to project on a screen, and finally they started using a lens and box a mirror here, so that this will project again a inverted image, and we were getting the direct image which was easier for them to draw. And the lens they were using so that it will focus the image perfectly onto that mirror. This is how this camera obscura, and many painters were using this technique to draw painting, and they found it very convenient. Then suddenly, like I said, a human being is very lazy. Somebody felt that why should we draw it also? I mean, why not we should develop something that the moment it is exposed to the scene, it should record automatically on its own. That is the day the idea of photography was sowed in the mind of human being. They started putting the medium with different kind of chemicals, and to see which chemical changes color or reacts to light. They found that silver iodide, silver halide, silver solution was changing color when it is exposed to light. But the problem was, once that sensitive material was exposed to light, it was forming the image. But further exposure to light was again changing the image, and the image was getting washed out. They had no technique to fix that image once it is exposed to light and the image is formed. That itself took almost from 1717 to 1800, almost it took 80 years, more than 80 years to find that when this is the exposed image is washed with silver salt, sodium salt, the image gets fixed to the plate. That is when around 1800, this Thomas Wedgwood, he made the discovery that it can be fixed by exposure to sodium salt. And in 1822, with the help of bitumen process, which was called heliography, Mr. Naifor Nipse, he was the first photographer who took pictures and fixed them perfectly. But he did not live long. He made, before he died in 1833, he made the person Louis Daguerre, whom we call as the father of photography today, or the inventor of photography. In 1829, he entered into a partnership with him, and both of them tried and they perfected the technique of taking picture and making it permanent. So this process again took another 10 years, and 1839, finally, Louis Daguerre went to the French government and he declared that he has got a process by which means he can capture images with the help of chemical and physical and chemical process. He can capture images. And that is how actually January he could perfect it, but the official process took some time. And in August 19, finally the government accepted it as a technique of capturing images with the help of chemistry. And that is why from that day, we are all celebrating World Photography Day. But interestingly, the celebration of World Photography Day was, means even if we were practicing photography, nobody thought of finding a day when to celebrate World Photography Day. And it is our legendary Mr. O.P. Sharma, I have heard, that he initiated the process of writing to all organizations saying that why not, means we should start celebrating 19th August as World Photography Day. It took almost 2-3 years of correspondence with all these people. And finally, everybody, all the organization, the main organization in the world, they accepted that yes, we should celebrate World Photography, 19th August as World Photography. And that is how all over the world now we are celebrating. But this 1939, when photography was invented, we were under British Raj. So photography almost within 2-3 years, it came to India. Because we were under British rule those days. And in 1844 itself, in Calcutta, there were studios opened by this. Those days, there were some lady photographers because our Indians, ladies, were very, very shy to come in front of male photographers. So first, these lady photographers, they were very popular, but like a wildfire, the photography process started. So in India, if we see, of course, this is the image of the first camera. It used to be so huge. In India, means actually 1840 to around 44, these British photographers, they were coming to India for generally for recording the monuments and history and people of our country. But because the films were not very fast those days, it used to take few minutes to record, and portrait was not very popular. But by 1844, 1855, people started taking portrait when the recording, the film became faster, and within 1 minute, they were able to record images. So these two people have covered India during that initial time. William Johnson and William Henderson, these two people have covered our people, landscapes and monuments extensively. But if you want to talk about the Indian photographers, interestingly, you will see that in 1854, that means within 15 years of invention of photography, photography clubs or organizations started in India. So in West Bengal and Madras, societies have started. So why this started, many prince and kings of India, they started patronizing photography. They were so impressed with this technique that many kings, they started, when the word shoot or shooting changed. They were shooting with guns before photography came. Suddenly they stopped shooting with guns and they started shooting with camera. The cameras were very expensive, so only kings and princes were able to afford that. And they started bought camera and started taking pictures. They started shooting with pictures, camera. So these are the 2-3 kings who were pioneer in patronizing photography in our country. One is the Raja of Chamba, Ram Singh, Maharaj Jaipur, and Maharaj of Banaras. These are the people who were instrumental in making photography very popular in our country. If we talk about our history, one person we cannot, we have to mention, that is Raja Deen Dayal. He was the first Indian photographer who showed that his technique means he started taking better picture than our foreigners friend, our Britishers, because he could understand the medium very well, and he became very popular. And being Indian, he had more access to the kings and into the palaces. Our kings were reluctant to allow foreign photographers to enter into their inside their palaces and mix with their ladies. So Raja Deen Dayal became very, very popular. He became, Lala Deen Dayal became so popular that finally the Nizam of Hyderabad gave the title Raja to him. He was Tata Bahadur, Musawwir Jang Bahadur was given to him, and he was appointed as the photographer with Viceroy of India at that time in 1885. So he is one photographer who was well known throughout the world because of his quality of photography also. And if we want to take the name of the second person, then it is Humayun Byaravala. She was not an Indian, but she came to India and she was very, very active in, she was the first lady photojournalist in our country. And just 1 year before she died, she was given Padma Vibhushan. I think she is the only photographer with Padma Vibhushan title, because that is the second highest honor in photography in our country. A time means 180 years back, you have seen the size of the camera, which was almost 12 feet by 6 feet by 6 feet. And we have this within 180 years, it has developed so much that all of us have a camera in our pocket. And till 20 years back, photographers were a different clan. Now everybody is a photographer. Rather, there are people who are taking more pictures with their mobile camera, non-photographers. I mean, general public is taking more pictures than the professional photographers today. So wish you all a very, very happy World Photography Day. I hope you have got a small basic knowledge about the history of photography. I have not gone into details of that. So when we wanted to celebrate World Photography Day and give our tribute to the legends, and we shortlisted and we thought of Mr. Anil Risal Singh to present the talk today. Thankful to Mr. Amitabh that he asked me to introduce Mr. Anil Risal Singh to the speakers, but I don't think in today's gathering there is hardly anybody who doesn't know him. But if there is an amateur and they still want to know, I will. Mr. Anil has requested me to be very brief. Otherwise, if his full biodata, if we see, it will take at least 15 minutes to introduce him properly. But today we are going to be introduced to the legend. Of course, he is also a legend in the country today. But our today's main program is for the 6 legendary photographers. So regarding Mr. Anil, I will give a small introduction. He is almost practicing photography since last 45 years. So we can imagine, means from very young age, photography became his passion, and he took it up very, very seriously. He was awarded the Charles Wallace Professional Grant to visit and study different museums in UK in 1999 itself. That means 22 years back, he was recognized by these foreigners and he was sponsored to go and study the museums in UK. After his retirement as the head of Photo Division of National Research Laboratory for Conservation of Cultural Property, he has held the office of after retirement from this department. He was also the president of FIP almost for 6 years, sir.
4 years.
4 years, 2 terms. He was president for 2 terms. But he was the editor of Viewfinder, our official journal of Federation of Indian Photography, for almost 6 years. During this 21 years, after his retirement, in this 45 years, maybe silent participation must have come much later. He has won around 250 national and international awards. And he is now, may not be participating, but he is a very, very popular member of jury in maximum. Whenever we ask for time, he generally, on that day, he is busy doing some judging somewhere. And accordingly, we adjust our time. Today, he was associated with 3 programs since morning. And finally, luckily, we got the time, which generally we conduct our webinars. And he was the chairman of the jury for National Photography Awards by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So you can imagine when government has acknowledged his power of judging, in 2015, he was the chairman for the national body. And since many years, his love, his passion has changed. It has taken a different turn. The taste has changed. His present love is to photograph lines, colors, and shapes. And in fact, this unique taste or unique work of Mr. Anil Risal Singh on lines, colors, and shape has brought him many awards and recognition throughout the world. And he has got many prizes. And mostly, he has got many honors because of his works on this particular field. With this small introduction, today I introduce you to Mr. Anil Risal Singh, and I request him to take over, please. Friends, I will just add here that we will mute everybody. Of course, today I don't know whether there will be questions, but still, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. He will definitely handle them in the end. And the winners, we had announced a small contest around 3-4 days back. The result will be announced by him and the prizes will be announced in the end of this webinar. Thank you very much. Over to Mr. Anil Risal Singh.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Agarwal Saab. Introduction was not brief, as you said. Friends, good evening and namaskar. Today,
Voice. Are you getting voice?
it is our family function, social.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
It is a signal problem from their side.
Muted me. Can you hear me?
Now we are able to hear you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Agarwal Saab, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Please continue, sir.
Okay, okay. So photography is everywhere. That's why I said today is a great day. I wish all friends at this webinar my best wishes and greetings on this great day, that is World Photography Day. And now, can you see the slide? Okay. Uh, the topic is a tribute to the 6 legends of Indian photography. Uh, these were the great people. गोविंद दो खड़े काके लागू पाए, बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो बताए. In our country, teacher and gurus are compared with the God than the God itself. So this may be great people of our country. When I was the editor of the Viewfinder of
There is some problem with your voice, sir.
Indian photography, I started a series of
There is some problem.
We are
I mean, that's a voice.
going to be muted.
I think let the slideshow go on, that will be continued.
Those were the great souls of India. Sometimes I feel, and I it is going to be muted every time. I don't know.
अमिताभ सर, आपका भी आवाज अभी म्यूट हो गया है, आप अनम्यूट कीजिए.
Yes. Okay. Anil sir, Anil sir, can you hear me? Anil sir, can you hear me?
I think he is not able to hear.
Okay.
अनिल सर का नेटवर्क का इशू है सर,
Yes, sir.
तो स्क्रीन फ्रीज हो गया उनका.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, वो लॉग आउट ही हो गए. इट इज गुड दैट ही विल लॉग इन अगेन.
Again, yeah, that is better.
Anil sir, can you hear us?
और
यस अब आया।
हाँ, अब एक बार ट्राई करते हैं, नहीं तो फिर ऐसे ही कर लेंगे।
हाँ
Dr. G. Thomas, 1907, born in 1907, and
वो फोन से भी ज्वाइन हो जाएं और आप स्लाइड शो संभाल लें।
The screen which I have shared is visible to all?
यस
Okay.
लेकिन स्क्रीन ऑलमोस्ट 25% नहीं दिख रहा है तो
अच्छा,
और ऊपर जो व्यू है, व्यू के अंदर जाके फुल स्क्रीन कर दो। ऊपर जो व्यू दिख रहा है ना, फाइल एडिट व्यू,
नहीं आप इधर में कह रहे हैं ना?
हाँ 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 हाँ
जी
हाँ
जी।
हाँ।
तो उसमें अगर हम जैसे ही करेंगे उसमें फुल स्क्रीन
फुल
मोड।
स्क्रीन, हाँ,
ओके,
तो ये फुल स्क्रीन हो जाएगी।
यस, दैट्स राइट।
नहीं, लेकिन अभी भी पूरा स्लाइड नहीं दिख रहा
सर
है।
आएगा, सर आएगा, वो करेंगे उसके बाद में अपने को डिस्प्ले मिलेगा। आ गया ना फुल स्क्रीन?
ये मैंने
हाँ।
तो कर दिया फुल स्क्रीन।
आ
ये
गया, आ
फुल
गया सर, आ गया।
आ गया आ गया।
अग्रवाल सर आ गया ना?
हाँ, ऑलमोस्ट खाली वो हल्का सा नाम कटा है, बाकी आ गया।
जी सर।
ऑलमोस्ट 95% आ गया।
ये सर किधर है?
सर अग्रवाल सर आपके एंड से भी उसको पूरा दोनों स्ट्रेट कर देंगे ना, फुल स्क्रीन आ जाएगा।
नहीं आ रहा है सर, पूरा स्क्रीन आ रहा है, नाम भी
पूरा
आ रहा
स्क्रीन आ रहा है।
है।
ओके, ठीक है। तो अनिल साहब का वॉइस
अनिल सर आपको अनम्यूट करना होगा।
अमिताभ साहब आप म्यूट में हैं, अनम्यूट कीजिए अपने आप को।
किया है।
हाँ, अभी ठीक है।
मुझे ये लगता है कि अनिल सर ने जो है दूसरे उससे लॉगिन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
वो फोन से लॉगिन कर लें
जी।
तो भी आप स्लाइड शो आप चला सकते हैं।
अनिल सर आ गए हैं। अनिल सर आप अनम्यूट कर लो।
can you hear me?
यस, लाउड एंड
Yeah.
क्लियर सर।
Yes,
Okay.
it is better. Yeah.
सॉरी सर टू डिस्टर्ब यू।
We are really sorry for this technical hiccup. Should I connect again with my laptop? हेलो अग्रवाल साहब.
हाँ एकदम ठीक है.
अभी
हाँ, मोबाइल से मैंने लॉगिन कर लिया.
हाँ, तो सर एकदम आप उसी से बोलिए सर. आवाज अभी आ रही थी, फिर बंद हो गई थी बीच में सर.
जी.
हाँ अभी आवाज साफ है.
और आप रन करेंगे मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन?
हाँ सर, मैं कर रहा हूँ सर. आप बोलिए, जब जब बोलेंगे मैं एडवांस कर दूंगा सर.
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. मैं फिर फोन डिस्कनेक्ट करता.
जी सर.
ओके. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड.
यस सर.
So, no, the first slide.
This one?
No, yes.
Yes.
So, I am really sorry about this technical hiccup. With every advantage, we have got certain disadvantages also in photography. The builder of only more than 100 years back, on the 15th slide. Next. As a young man, he studied. No. The previous one, previous slide. Yes. As a young man, no. After that, please.
Yes sir.
Next slide. Yes.
So it
As
seems
a young man, he studied medicine, but somewhere on the way, he had picked up a hobby, which is photography. And the two went on hand in hand throughout his life. Duly qualifying as a physician, he set up quite a successful career as an art, touched the highest international norms, exhibiting his creative landscapes in international salons in India and many foreign countries. The doctor became literally world-renowned. Next, please. Next slide.
sir, there is a little lag. Now you will see. We are on the next slide, sir. His interest in photography.
I think there is a lag.
सर उनका इंटरनेट का बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो गया है.
Well, I think with the gap of few minutes, you can go for the slides so that we can enjoy the life and history of these legends.
हा म्हणजे याच्यात मोठी जो मॅडम ती घेऊन म्हणजे क्लास सगळं घेऊन हाँ
अगर वो फोन से जुड़े हैं.
सर मैंने वो कहा था उनसे. I don't know where is the problem. सर मुझे लगता है कि फोन से ज्यादा कंफर्ट.
अमिताभ जी आप म्यूट हो गए हैं.
So some of the earliest to join hands were A. Arunachalam, an advocate from the Madras, Dr. B.K. Mukherjee, an engineer, Mr. D.P. Datta, an applied chemist, and Mr. Balai Lal Sen, a photographic dealer from Nagpur. Mr. T.F. Getty, a businessman from Ahmedabad, Mr. R.R. Ganguly, a photographer from Pondicherry, Mr. S.H.H. Rizvi, a merchant from our own Allahabad, and some others. These were all serious photo artists, officially representing different photo clubs of the country. Thus, it was that the premier organization of India, Federation of Indian Photography, came into existence. Dr. Thomas persuaded none other than Nobel laureate Sir C.V. Raman to inaugurate the FIP on 20th January 1953. That's a great date, sir, for all of us. For Dr. Thomas, however, this was not the end, but beginning of his mission. The memorandum and article of federation were drawn up. The rules and bylaws were framed, and the body was duly registered, and the first office bearer were selected by discussion and unanimous agreement, and first working committee of FIB was constituted. I think Anil sir has come. Let's see that if you can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear.
Okay.
Sir, I have completed up to this slide. Sir. If you can see
No.
it was that the premier of organization. This slide has been completed, sir.
I'm seeing the different slide over here.
Okay, what is that slide, sir?
Number 3 slide, number 3.
Okay. The patient, our beloved motherland.
No. ये तो बहुत आगे चले गए आप. और आइए.
Okay. At the next stage.
नहीं, आप पहले शुरू से कीजिए, फिर मैं बताता हूँ. आप चेंज कीजिए, मैं बताता हूँ.
ठीक है सर. Dr. G. Thomas is biota.
ये तो डॉक्टर जी थॉमस का खत्म हो गया.
जी सर.
पहली स्लाइड पे आइए. फर्स्ट स्लाइड ऑफ डॉक्टर जी थॉमस.
अच्छा.
आप उल्टा जा रहे हैं, एडवांस कर.
उल्टा जा रहे हैं आप, उल्टा जा रहे हैं. हाँ, नेक्स्ट. नहीं, ये तो उल्टा जा रहे हैं आप.
नहीं सर, यहाँ पर रुकना है, आगे बढ़ना है.
नहीं, आप चलते रहिए, मैं बताऊंगा. जो फर्स्ट स्लाइड है डॉक्टर थॉमस की, उस पे आइए.
अच्छा.
आप जो 6 फोटोग्राफर का फोटो है उसी में आ जाइए. फर्स्ट स्लाइड. हाँ, बस ये. नेक्स्ट.
जी.
नेक्स्ट.
नहीं, ये अभी ये नहीं है. और आइए. हाँ, बस ठीक है. राइट. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. नेक्स्ट. नो.
नेक्स्ट सर.
हाँ, आप उल्टा जा रहे हैं.
नहीं सर, ये पहली फोटो, मेरी स्लाइड्स जो मेरे पास अवेलेबल है, ये पहली.
हाँ, चलिए. नेक्स्ट.
यस.
नहीं, ये तो उल्टा चले गए आप. This is the first one. This is the second. Now, advance it.
ये एडवांस कर रहे हैं सर.
एडवांस तो अभी मेरी स्क्रीन पे नहीं आ रहा. हाँ, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. नेक्स्ट. Right. Exhibiting his creative landscapes in international salons in India and many foreign countries, the doctor became literally the world renowned. Next slide. Photographic honors culminating one after another. नहीं, ये नंबर ठीक, ये सीक्वेंस ठीक नहीं हो रहा है अग्रवाल साहब. Anyway, हम चलते हैं.
Yes, sir.
Photographic honors culminating one after another in fellowship of the Royal Photographic Society of Great Britain and Photographic Society of America. Dr. Thomas, after taking his MBBS degree from Madras in 1929, he has started practicing as a medical doctor in Madras, Kanpur, Jaipur, etc., the scene of many his pictures before settling down in Bangalore in 1943. Next, please. His interest in photography started as early as the age of 12, but more seriously in 1937 when he became member of Photographic Society of India. He founded and run the 1940 Portfolio Circle, and 1945 he became the founder and the heart and the soul of Mysore Photographic Society, both of which events are important milestones in the history of photography in India. Next, please. Next slide. The doctor's eye soon diagnosed a serious malady. Photographic clubs in India were all small islands, completely disassociated from their own cut endlessly. This was a very sure symptom of ill health, impossibility of growth, and ultimate decay. A remedy had to be found, and that too pretty quickly. Dr. Thomas took this challenge and set to work at his own expense. It was all a labor of love. Next, please. The patient, our beloved motherland, and her photography had to be healed and brought to perfect health. Dr. Thomas visited photo clubs in different parts of our country, contacted interested individuals, and wrote hundreds of letters in order to bring together like-minded people. What a stupendous task it was to bear. It's difficult to understand today in the age of internet, in the age of internet and other various swift and cheap means of communication. But dedicated groups have no barriers, and soon positive responses started coming in. Next. Thus, it was that premier organization of India, Federation of Indian Photography, came to existence, and Dr. Thomas persuaded none other than the Nobel laureate Sir C.V. Raman to inaugurate the FIP on 20th January 1953. Dr. Thomas, however, this was not the end but beginning of his mission. The memorandum and articles of federation were drawn up, and rules and bylaws were framed, and the body was duly registered, and the first office bearer were selected by discussion and unanimous agreement. The first working committee of FIP was constituted. Next. At the next stage, different divisions were formed, and Viewfinder, the official journal of Mysore Photographic Society, which was finding it difficult to run, the journal was taken over by Federation of Indian Photography as its own journal. Slowly, the number of corporate members, clubs, as well as the activities of the Federation went up, with Dr. Thomas' control over English language and his richness of the thought as he shown brilliantly as the editor of Viewfinder. Next. His personal achievements are to be said is that more than anyone else, he has transformed the frog in the well that Indian photography had become into a national movement with extensive international relations with the Photographic Society of America and Federation International de l'Art Photographique. As a judge, a critic, a writer, a lecturer, a guide, a philosopher, and a friend, his record is unequaled. And as an organizer too, he was a great organizer. Next, please. It was a very well-known fact that Dr. Thomas used to answer every letter within 24 hours' time, positively. There are also instances that where Dr. Thomas had begun writing in ink, and when the pen ran out of ink, he simply switched over to the pencil as there was no time to waste. Dr. D. Thomas had been the secretary and then the Secretary General of Federation of Indian Photography for 40 long years, and lead carefully fashioned a highly respected image of Indian photography in the international field. Next, please. In recognition of his immense contribution of line, tone, and
सीवियर प्रॉब्लम है उनके यहाँ इंटरनेट का.
अग्रवाल साहब अगर स्लाइड चलने दें गैप ऑफ टाइम तो हम लोग पढ़ते रहेंगे और सीक्वेंस चलता रहेगा, तो बीच में गैप नहीं आएगा. जब कनेक्ट हो जाएंगे तो वहीं से कैच कर लेंगे वो.
Dr. G. Thomas is
Hello.
considered as an inspirational force and mentor for many generations of Indian photographers. Dr. Thomas was the Federation of Indian Photography, and the Federation of Indian Photography was Dr. Thomas for 40 years. So basically, both were same. For him, Federation of India, and for Federation, I think Dr. Thomas. But he was much more than that in the world of photography. The great legend Dr. G. Thomas left for his heavenly abode on 17th April 1993 at the age of 86, when the world has lost its star. Sir, can we hear you? आपका वॉइस सर अनम्यूट करके देखिए आ जाए. आप अनम्यूट कर लें सर.
हाँ, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
आ रही है. आप आगे कंटिन्यू करें सर.
चलिए. So these are the different honors and distinctions of Dr. G. Thomas. How many he used to have, we don't know. We can read one by one. Next slide. So now, friends, we will be sharing the magnificent work of Dr. Thomas. I won't be putting any remarks because I believe I am not competent enough to give some remarks. These all pictures are remarkably magnificent, and as it is said, a good picture is more than 1,000 words. So kindly see the pictures and enjoy. Next, please.
Can you see this screen, sir?
Yes, I can see. After a few seconds, you can change the screen.
Okay, sir. Superb, sir. Beautiful pictures.
Magnificent work.
Wow. What a collection. Oh my God. Every
Who has
picture is
who has seen the wind? But in this picture, we can see the wind. Ruins can be beautiful. Deterioration make things beautiful, I believe. Next, please. This is the residency at Lucknow, my favorite place to visit for photography. Next, please. Next. 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 So this is the last picture of Dr. Thomas in this presentation. And our next legend is late Benu Sen, 1932 to 2011. Mr. Benu Sen, the third Secretary General to carry on glorious legacy of FIP. The great Benu Sen, widely and affectionately known as Benuda in Indian photography world. Mr. Benu Sen served as Secretary General, Federation of Indian Photography and President of Photographic Association in Dublin, was great legend in the field of international pictorial photography. Next, please. His contribution both as an individual artist and as a promoter for the development of Indian photography is perhaps exceeds that of any Indian photographer. His contribution both trained to be a ground engineer. Benuda's alliance with the viewfinder happened by a sheer play of chance. It was August 15, 1954, when Mr. Sen accompanied a camera-lugging friend in an Independence Day celebration. Next. The device sparked off his curiosity, and he was keen to have a look at the new equipment, which is with his friend, who, however, turned down the request on the ground that his tampering might damage the camera. That came as a blow to his pride, which took him to the very next day to a junk market in Kolkata to look for lenses, tin, and other scrap material to assemble his own camera. The success of this attempt triggered a spurt of diverse experimentation in camera mechanics and darkroom techniques. Not surprisingly, engineering took a back seat. Next, please. He was the third man in the world to have received the rare honor, Master of Photography, that is MPhil, Master Federation International d'Art Photographic, by the Federation International d'Art Photographic, a body under the recognition of UNESCO, the only photographic body under the recognition of UNESCO. He was conferred the Fellowship of the Royal Photographic Society of Great Britain in 1975, EFIF in 1960, ESPF in 1972, and few years back conferred with the honorary EFIF, the highest honor of Federation International d'Art Photographic. He had number of honorary fellowships like honorary fellowship of Japan, honorary fellowship of Lanka, honorary fellowship of Bangladesh, honorary fellowship, many honorary fellowships from India, Romania, and whatnot. Honorary PAB, honorary SOP, etc., for his contribution to the pictorial photography. Next, please. In 1957, Benu Sen, along with the like-minded friends, established the Photographic Association of Dam to practice, propagate, and discuss the nuances of this art form. Another remarkable contribution of Mr. Sen is his initiative in setting up a state art Photography Department in the Indian Museum, Kolkata. Established in 1963, it was the first of its kind in India. Next, please. However, the most notable milestone for his Nigerian photo artist was perhaps the starting of free photographic courses under the wings of PAD. Since the launch of the course in 1969, PAD has blossomed into the full-fledged institute for systematic schooling in photography, totally free of cost, with an expert faculty, all of whom are engaged voluntarily. Next, please. His other remarkable contribution to the photography are BS4 formula, an extraordinary fine-grained developer for tropical countries, tonorama, and macro pictography. He introduced color photogram and color separation from black and white negatives in India. He has organized 7 international photographic conferences, 12 All India seminars, 48 international salons, and several local exhibitions to promote and propagate photography throughout the world. He organized a number of solo exhibitions and group shows. Next. He presented a number of papers and published a number of articles, delivered TV and radio talks on photography. He was former vice president and founder member of India International Photographic Council, New Delhi, and former vice president, Kolkata Photo Club Coordination Center. He has served as a jury of selection in a number of international salons, both in India and abroad, during the last 50 years. He has written a few books as well. One of the most valuable publications was Art of Photography in 1979. He is co-author of most important book, Experimental Photography and Learn Photography. Next. Beru Sen's fineness is all encompassing, spanning the range of photojournalism, architectural photography, portraits, and the subtleties of pictorialism. According to him, an iconic status in the glossy world of photography. But his most enduring legacy will perhaps be in the pioneering of effort in opening up a new vistas in photography for the generations after us. Beru Sen retired from the Indian Museum as photo officer in 1990, contributed a lot both in the field of social and cultural anthropology and allied museum photography. Next, please. As an artist, he had enormous number of exhibits in different salons throughout the world and won several awards from the various countries during last 50 years of his artistic photography. For his peculiarity, imaginative works, which look like photographer, more like a painter's dabbling. He was adjudged the best Indian pictorialist by Camera World International, Australia. Next, please. Honored by the Harvard Scientific Museum, Harvard University, for his outstanding contribution to the museum photography. He was conferred Lifetime Achievement Award by the Government of India in 2010 for his valuable contribution in the field of creative photography. I am not only fortunate enough to meet Beruda several times, but also able to interact and discuss the intricacies of photography art with him. And in the process, God benefited tremendously. I can still recall how difficult it was for me in earlier meetings at the time of Lucknow Camera Club judging to gather enough courage or even talk with him. That was the time of mid-80s and 90s. Next, please. Benuda was always a quiet and reserved person, a man of few words, but what an enormous treasure of knowledge and imagination he had. He was master artist, philosopher, guide, and above all, an excellent human being, always willing to help anybody and everybody. In real sense, he was an artist of extraordinary class, an inborn teacher, a doyen, and legendary pictorialist beyond compare. I do not get appropriate words to define Beruda in totality. Writing about Beruda is an endless endeavor. He has far ahead of his time. Yes, I experienced it. He was far ahead of his time. Very progressive, very innovative always. Dr. Thomas very rightly described Benuda as the wizard of photography. Next, please. He was single-mindedly engaged and devoted to the development of photography as an art form. He nurtured his students to achieve great heights in the field of creative photography, passionately ever engaged in imparting the knowledge to his students and lighten their mind and thoughts. This is the reason Benuda is ever loved and adored by his students. He left for his heavenly abode on May 17, 2011. What an unfortunate day for Indian photography when he left this world. Now, friends, we'll be sharing some of this is the iconic image of Benuda, mother, exhibited and awarded how many times? I don't know. Lovers as Taj Mahal. A pure, candid picture. Next, please. Just see and enjoy these iconic photographic images by Benuda. Next, please. A montage. When we talk about art and aesthetics, imagination is the important thing. How imaginative one can be. Next, please. Next. This is the pasta solarization. He was very, very experimental in his approach using the medium of photography. Next, please. He did much work on the women philosophy. Next, please. Another iconic work of Benuda, Shyness. Dream-like images. Next, please. So now we have come the third legendary photographer of our country, late Chakravarti Rajgopal, 1926 to 2005. Another towering legendary personality, internationally acclaimed pictorialist Chakravarti Rajgopal. He was born on 15th October 1925. At the age of 10, he was gifted a coronet triple-8 camera. Sometimes later, he acquired a second-hand Wiglander Brilliant. Next, please. C. Rajgopal was a photographer of world renown, whose specialization and first love is pictorial photography. His interest in photography began at the young age and matured through his years as a scientist with the National Aeronautic Laboratory. He soon becomes one of India's most well-known photographers, acclaimed for his artistic style of photography in black and white medium. Next, please. He was the recipient of more than 2,000 awards and certificates of merit, the highest honor from the International Photographic Societies, and the admiration and respect of fellow photographers and laymen all over the world. He was honorary fellow of Royal Photographic Society of Great Britain, Photographic Society of America, Photographic Society of Sri Lanka, Maitre, D Federation International d'Art Photographic, Amphier. Next, please. He was second photographer in the world to get Amphier and the first Indian to get this prestigious honor. Remarkable thing. He got John Dosher Memorial Award, Photographic Society of America in 1995 for outstanding contribution to classical photography, first non-American to receive this award. He was an outstanding image maker, a photographer par excellence, and India's topmost international exhibitor. He was created pictures of dateless quality. You can be said more appropriately, very closely, are everlasting quality. Next, please. The interplay of light in his pictures is unique. He has described a highly personalized and personified style of photography known as line of light. We can study his pictures and learn what mastery of photography means. This mastery is not only mastery over technique and visualization, but is an experience, excellence, dedication, and passion. C. Rajgopal ji was the artist in real and ideal sense. And artists do not die. Yes, artists do not die. They become immortal by their creations, and it is their creation which substitute for their physical absence. Very, very true. Very, very true. Artists cannot die. Truly, indeed, he was creative pictorial photographer of very high order. His main interest was landscape and people of India, as he himself wrote. My preference happened to be the landscapes and the people of India with whom I have deep emotional bonds. It is this fact that I want to communicate to everyone, anywhere and everywhere, independent of time, place, and occasion. Hence, the consistent evolution of the line of light style within the Indian context. Next, please. Dr. G. Thomas, former Secretary General of Federation of India Photography, wrote about C. Rajgopal ji. Among the Indian pictorial photographers, if there is one who has distinguished himself as a man of versatility and a master of photographic technique, it is most definitely Chakravarti Rajgopal. When you look at his pictures, they strike you as masterpieces of dignified reticence and silent eloquence. Next, please. I would also like to quote Jan Jensen, former Secretary General of FIAP, where he says Rajgopal's photographs are above incident, identity, and location. They have the timeless universal quality that allows art to live on and on. His pictures are a gift to all lovers and connoisseurs of photography and art. Photography for him goes much beyond making nice pictures. It encompasses all elements of creative process. Next, please. For Rajgopal ji, photography is an emotional response to what one sees and perceives in the world around, and not a mechanical operation involving expensive gadgets. The world-renowned photographer who released his book of pictures told that it is a devil within the drive which drive him to pursue the elusive line of light. You need a devil within you, says the undisputed monarch of black and white pictorial photography, C. Rajgopal, a devil who keep nudging you, commanding you, and pushing you to do things. Next, please. His friends and associates still recall how he would ride his rickety motorcycle in the early hours, traveling through the villages and suburbs, landscapes to catch those beautiful lines of light that have won him every conceivable awards and distinction. Honorary Fellowship of Royal Photographic Society of Great Britain, Service Medal of the Federation of Indian Photography, Lalit Kala Academy Award, and whatnot. Next, please. His book, aptly called The Line of Light, The Command to Look, Simova Education and Research Private Limited. It has got 128 pages. It is out of print now. It costed 895 rupees at the time, bringing to the viewer a sample of his toil and his enchanting journey in the world of photography. 91 sepia tone pictures, not arranged in chronological order, open up a world of nostalgic images and superbly illuminated moods. I am a fortunate to have a copy of this book by Mr. C. Rajgopal ji, Line of Light. Next, please. Historical watchtowers, majestic temples, swaying trees, resting animals, and dazzling cloudscapes are the spot lit by the rising of setting sun. Forming part of the dramatic landscape, amidst rising dust, settling smoke, and encompassing mist, haze are ordinary man and woman carrying on their unremitting course on the fields deserts, and plains. In these pictures, Mr. Rajgopal combines in a unique quality, mood, and form of beauty. Next, please. No wonder then that he continues to be a father figure to all young photographers and even his peers. In living encyclopedia on photography, his vast knowledge and experience were available for anyone who bothers to find his address in the crowded by lane of Shishadripuram, a source of inspiration to a score of budding and established photographers. Mr. Rajgopal pulls them up and encourages them by not to forget waking up those devils, resting them all. Next, please. Next slide, please. According to him, he is a science graduate with a specialization in the field of photography. He retired from the National Aeronautical Laboratory in the year 1986. After his retirement, he has been running his photography work at his residence, and the suite premises were required by him for using it as a darkroom. He attained for his heavenly abode on 4th March 2005. He was 79 then. Now, friends, we'll see the iconic images by C. Rajgopalji. The play of light, which he called the line of light. This phrase is given by Mr. C. Rajgopal. Next, please. Next. Water carriers. Next, please. What to say about these images? Just dreamlike images. Next, please. Next. Next. Wow. Next. This was on the cover of his book. I can show you this book. This is line of light. Next, please. Wonderful, wonderful. Next, please. Next. So now the fourth legend, Murad Rao Yashwantrao Ghorpade, 1931-2011. Murad Rao Yashwantrao Ghorpade, or M.Y. Ghorpade, as he is popularly known, was born in the royal family of Sandhu, which falls in what is now Bellary in the state of Karnataka. His father merged his kingdom with India soon after India became free. Next, please. Ghorpade took to politics and served his constituent as a leader, a minister, and even as a parliamentarian in the India's upper house. Son of the erstwhile ruler of the kingdom of Sandhu, a Cambridge postgraduate in economics, chairman emeritus of Sandhu Manganese and Iron Ore, M.Y. Ghorpade was elected 7 times MLA from Sindhu, handled the finance and rural development ministries. Next, please. As a rural development minister stint, which saw the state take a lead role in Panchayat Raj, was elected as the member of parliament Lok Sabha from Raichur, Karnataka in the by-election of 1986. And above all, Ghorpade was also a legendary wildlife photographer. More important for him, he was the legendary wildlife photographer. While politicians and mine owners are still fighting ferociously To control every square inch of ore-rich land of Bellary, Ghorpade donated about 150 acres of land that was part of his inheritance from nature conservation. Next, please. Ghorpade had his early education at Sindhu and graduated from St. Joseph's College, Bangalore in 1950, where he was the president of St. Joseph's College Union and a keen debater. He earned an economics master's degree from the Cambridge University in 1952, where he was also a president of the Majlis, the debating society whose members included our Subhash Chandra Bose ji, Arbindo Ghosh, and Jawaharlal Nehru ji. Next, please. He always been deeply committed to the cause of education and human resource development. He was Minister of Karnataka's Rural Development for several years. He was also the founder patron of Shivapur Shikshana Samiti, which were responsible for the management of the school in that region. In his idyllic childhood at Sandhu, he spent amidst nature of evening drives on hilltops, abounding with chausinghas, wild boars, and panthers. Next, please. His foray into the sanctuaries of Bandipur, Nagarhole, Kanha, Gir, Kaziranga, Savai Madhopur, Bandhavgarh, and Bharatpur, which perhaps transformed him to legendary wildlife photographer. His arresting photographs are beautifully frozen memories for enjoyment over the years and years. He also learned all about nature in the classroom from his teachers and was submerged by it every time he stepped outside. A variety of antelopes, wild boars, exotic birds, and panthers. Next, please. Familiar sights and bedtime stories would often be punctured by the plaintive cry of the jackal. He never forgot the sight, the sound. Now he went on to become the active in the political life with the Congress party. He served as the finance minister of Karnataka from 1972 to 1977, but his true calling was photography, which took him back to the wild time and again. Next, please. Ghorpade was wildlife photographer of very high international repute, whose majority of wildlife photographs are having pictorial quality, are very rare combination indeed. Economics, planning, education, industry, agriculture, and rural development, and of course, photography were Ghorpade's main interest. He has contributed number of articles and papers on the number of articles and papers on a wide range of this subject to various important economic, political, and photographic journals. Next, please. He was an acknowledged authority on wildlife and a photographer of the rare talent. His photographs speak their own language, giving you goosebumps. One can see and enjoy and adore his photographs. In his words, I have done wildlife photography for more than 20 years, and it has been a soul satisfying hobby which took me close to nature and enabled me to record some precious moments. I took bird photography in the early 60s and went on to photograph animals and wildlife. Next, please. Sanctuaries of India and Africa, an activity which has given me immense joy, happiness, and satisfaction. I consciously choose the medium of black and white photography for its relative performance compared to color and the scope it gives for artistic expression, the delicate play of light and shade to softly delineate texture and mood. Next, please. In 1985, he received the Karnataka Rajyotsava Award and Lalit Kala Academy Award for Photography in 1995. Winged Friends, 2005, Down Memory Lane, his autobiography, Development Ethos and Experience, the Grand Resilience 1991, the Paramcharya of Kanchi 1998, an honorary doctorate from Mysore University he got in 2009. Next, please. I can recall few years back when I was working with National Research Laboratory, I was looking at a new arrival of books and journals in our office library when I saw a book, Light and Shadows by M.Y. Ghorpade. I still remember that suddenly I spoke to myself, what a marvel it is. At the back of the cover of this book, there was a photograph, Tusker in the Rain. Very, very famous, popular, magnificent photograph, Tusker in the Rain by Mr. M.Y. Ghorpade, having vintage vignettes of an elephant with a mischievous glint in his eyes. I immediately fell in love with this picture. I don't remember exactly for how, next please, how much time I was totally engrossed looking and appreciating this picture wonder. Later I came to know that he won for this particular photograph prestigious Australian Museum Award in 1977. He also wrote a book such as Sunlight and Shadows, an Indian wildlife photographer's diary. It was published by Victor Gollancz in England, 1983, with a foreword written none by Shrimati Indira Gandhi. Our former Prime Minister is a landmark in the black and white wildlife photography. Next, please. In 1976, he was conferred with the coveted photographic honor EFF and FRPS. In June 1983, he became the first wildlife photographer in the world to be honored with the prestigious and rare international award, Master Federation International d'Art Photographic. Friends, it's a pride for us that this legendary Indian wildlife photographer was the first photographer in the world who got the Master Federation International d'Art Photograph. The sad day, 29th October 2011, Ghorpade left for his heavenly abode. But he will ever live in the form of his wildlife pictures. Now we'll share and see and enjoy and learn by seeing his wildlife marvels. Next, please. Next. 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 This is that magnificent image, Tusker in the Rain. How many awards he won on this particular wildlife image? I don't know. Next, please. Another very popular and famous picture of Siraj Gopal. Next. So now the fifth legendary figure, Thanjore Nettaschari Ayyam Perumal, 1932 to 2017. T.N.A. Perumalji, the dawn and great legend of wildlife and nature photography, was born on 15th November 1932 at Thanjore, the seat of Tamil culture, art and music. His father was a goldsmith who unfortunately passed away early on in Perumal's life, leaving his family bankrupt. Next. Born into the middle-class family, he had a harrowing childhood, losing his mother when he was about 1 year old and also his father a few years later. He was very fond of electronics, drawing, sketching, photography, and reading real-life hunting stories. It was by chance he come across a book, Man-Eater of Kumaon by Jim Corbett. Next, please. In his own words, I was introduced to the discipline and intricacies of target shooting. As a rifleman, I made ventures into forests and jungles with shooting of one kind in my mind. Thankfully, my shikar days and experience were limited and for very short time. I soon exchanged gun for camera and embarked on more enlightened adventure, that is nature and wildlife photography. Next, please. After meeting several hunters and accompanying them, Perumalji realized, however, that he could never indulge in the same, and his interest gradually shifted to wildlife photography. On one such trip, he happened to meet famous wildlife photographer of those days, O.C. Edwards. He taught him the tricks of the trade and passed on his love of bird photography. Next, please. Together, they used to go on bicycle to various sanctuaries. Perumal worked with Edwards for few memorable educative years, at the end of which Edward gifted Perumalji his first professional camera, the Rollicot 2 TLR, twin lens reflex camera. Perumalji always considered O.C. Edwards as his esteemed Guruji. Next, please. He was glad that his shikar days were limited and happy that he replaced the gun with a camera. He had visited fascinating forests and jungles, swamps and sanctuaries across India, and also went to photo safaris in East Africa. He once said, wildlife photography rewards patient photographers. He brought Indian wildlife photography to the international level. Indeed, it is. Next, please. He studied the chemistry of E3 and E6 processing of Kodak color films and extracted the best form with his limited equipment. His expertise during the analog era to the digital era with almost ease and used the technology to capture even better images which were thought to be impossible in the olden days, in the past. His discipline and pursuit of perfection made him to strive hard to achieve excellence. Next, please. He was a stern critic of self and never encouraged mediocrity. The images that followed speak for themselves and are filled with his passion and love for his subject and an acute mastery of technique and skill. As he always said, a good wildlife photographer is one that portrays the animal, bird, or insect best in the natural habitat and ambience, living its natural life and capturing its movements, character, and mood with good composition, color fidelity, lighting, tonal rendition, and tonal harmony to make it indefinitely better. Next, please. In 1961, he joined the Mysore Photographic Society, where among the others members were his stalwarts like Dr. G. Thomas, C. Rajagopalji, and O.C. Edwards. He also served here as a secretary and treasurer for 2 terms. He has become member of Federation of Indian Photography in 1962 till the end. Here, he also served as the secretary of the Nature Division of space. Slide. He had been a prolific exhibitor, had more than 1,500 acceptances and about 200 awards and certificates of merit to his credit. He was bestowed with the international honors and distinctions, AFIEP in the year 1963 and AFIEP in 1968. During the year 1977, he was conferred upon with associateship of the Royal Photographic Society of Great Britain, and only 1 year later in there is a mistake, 1978, bestowed upon with the prestigious fellowship of the Royal Photographic Society. Next, please. And during 1983, he was conferred with the most important and prolific honor, Master Federation International d'Art Photographic. This is AMPHIAP. He had also received the National Press Council Award in 1975, was also been bestowed with the prestigious Karnataka Lalit Kala Academy Award for Nature Photography in 1995, National Award of Photography for Lifetime Achievement by Government of India, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in the year 2011. Incidentally, when Perumalji got National Award for Lifetime Achievement Award, I also got the National Award of Photography by Government of India, and we were there staying in the same hotel, Ashoka Hotel, and there I got a time to interact Perumalji very closely, and it was my fortune that I got my national award with the Lifetime Achievement Award of Perumalji. Perumal Sahib authored many books and publication, and few of them are listed below. Photography Wildlife in India, and co-edited Encounter in the Forest with M.N. Jayakumar, and Anthology of Karnataka Wildlife, co-edited I in the Jungle, a collection of M. Krishnan's photographs and writings, co-authored Indian Insects, a field guide to Indian insects. Next, please. And above all, a reminiscence of wildlife photographer Perumal's biography. This is 327 pages, A4 size book having 159 color and 92 black and white photographs taken over a span of 50 years. Next. Photographs used with this article are from this book only. I would also like to add here that Perumal Sahib gifted me this beautiful publication personally when I visited Bangalore in 2013. And cherry on the cake, it is having his signature on it. It is a pride possession for me, and I am keeping it like a treasure. And the said day, Perumalji attained his heavenly abode on February 8, 2017. Now, friends, will be sharing his iconic wildlife images. Next, please. First, I am sharing the black and white images, then the color. Next, please. Next. Next. I still remember Lucknow Camera Club was formed in 1978, and in 1979, Lucknow Camera Club organized first All India Salon of Photography, and in Nature Division, Perumalji's this image got the first award, and we printed on the cover page of our catalog. Next, please. Next. What a picture. What a wildlife study. Next, please. Now I'll be sharing some color images by Perumalji. Next, please. Wow. Next. This is on the cover of this book, the cover image. I think Thar of Nilgiris. Rangan-Thattu is the place where such images were made by the photographers of Bangalore. It is very near to Bangalore. Next, please. Wow. What a beauty. What a moment. What an action. What a light. Everything is there in this single picture. What a story. Next, please. Next. So now we have come on the last legend, which is Krishna Gopal Maheshwari ji, 1932 to 2017. Renowned pictorialist K.G. Maheshwari had decided almost 7 decades of his life to the art of photography. His photographs are not just strong in composition, they also show his intimate understanding of his subject and of light. Next, please. Born on November 2nd, 1922, Maheshwari's interest in photography as a hobby began from his school days. His father wanted him to take up music as a hobby, and a teacher was asked to come and auditioned the boy at home, but the result was disappointing when the teacher declared the boy did not have the kind of voice. A pragmatic boy decided to take up photography as his hobby instead. Next, please. His father used to subscribe, listed weekly, and young Maheshwari used to diligently go through the pages devoted to photography. He started with box camera when in school. Later on, he acquired a Rolly, a Leica M3, and a Mamiya Flex 330. He did not go through any formal training in photography as there was none such available. Circumstances around him favored by putting him into close contact with the people who were advanced photographers of those times. He came in contact with people who were mature in the art and practice of photography like Jahangir Ji Unawala, the dawn of Indian photography, and late Barorji Fonibunda, and he acknowledged that he had learned the real technique of pictorial printmaking from these great practitioners. In 1941, he got married, and as things could happen, his wife Shantiji not only encouraged him to continue practicing his pet hobby to the fullest, but so to say, shared it by giving her almost might and main to his hobby of making pictorial photography as part of their lives. Next, please. He regularly participated in the exhibitions of photography at national and international levels. He had achieved about 1,600 acceptances, around 400 awards in these reputed shows. Various photographic organizations honored him for his treasured contribution into the field of photography. A few among them are the Associated of Royal Photographic Society of Great Britain in 1946, long back. Honorary Fellowship of the India International Photographic Council, Delhi. Next, please. Honorary FIP by Federation of Indian Photography in 2009, and Association with the Photographic Society of America in 1992. The Photographic Society of India, Mumbai, had honored him with the honorary life membership in 1975. Above all, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, honored him with the Lifetime Achievement Award. It was the first Lifetime Achievement Award when Maheshwari ji got this Lifetime National Achievement Award, along with Mr. Benu Sen, Mrs. Vyarwala, and Mr. S. Paul. Next, please. A collection of his photographic book spanning over 4 decades were published in the book form entitled Prints and Imprints by the Birla Academy of Art and Culture, Kolkata. He contributed articles to various photographic journals, and submitted papers at different seminars. He took his keen interest in conducting photographic workshop of art. This is the book, Prints and Imprints. It was published in 1985. Then, much later, in 2000, it is in 2004. This is the Silver Memories, the wonderful publication having magnificent photograph of K.G. Maheshwari ji with illustrations, how he did light arrangement. So this is a wonderful book. And these books were presented to be K.G. Maheshwari ji. I am really grateful. I have learned many things by seeing Maheshwari ji's photographs. He was photo artist of the high caliber, a great human being, and a torch bearer of the photography enthusiasts. Next, please. His favorite subject was pictorial portraiture. Maheshwari ji was master of pictorial portraiture. The portrait photographed by him attract the attention of the viewers at first sight. These portraits are the perfect mix of emotions, excellent light, and fine composition. Maheshwari ji was having the outdoor studio at Mussoorie, and in summers he used to go to Mussoorie on vacation, and on the summer days he used to make portraits of people of that region or Nepalis which come to that region for certain works. So most of his portraits were made in the open studio which he had at Mussoorie. Despite numbers, accolades, honors, international awards, and recognitions, KG Maheshwari was modest and gentleman to the core. Next, please. KG Maheshwari ji, besides a master pictorialist, was compassionate and humane as he spread the rare qualities of head and heart gifted to him by the Almighty. Through his ingenuity of image of God, the creator in human beings. I had some time I spent many years back when I was invited as a jury at Photographic Society of India. Maheshwari ji asked me to stay back for 2 more days, and he took me to his uh, numismatic museum at Nasik, and we were there together 2 days, and those 2 days were the remarkable, memorable days for me. Being with such type of legendary figures, you learn many things. And we were discussing photography till 12 at night. And Mrs. Maheshwari ji were also with us. And you used to say, Maheshwari ji used to go to sleep very strictly 10 at the night. But if somebody is there to discuss photography, he can go on whole night. So that was the passion. Passion drives us to do certain things. We all know he was the elder son-in-law of Billaji, industrialist. But for photography, he always spared the time. This is called passion. Maheshwari ji left for his heavenly abode on 5th December 2015. I still remember I was going to Coach Bihar for judging a salon, and while I was in the train, I got this sad news, and Maheshwari ji was departed from this world. But his work, his iconic image will live forever. Artists cannot die. This is Mahatma Gandhi's images by Maheshwari ji. Next, please. A wonderful high key of his granddaughter. Mischievous and naughty moment, well captured. So these are the portraits he used to made at Mussoorie, where he had the opened studio, use the natural light, ambient light. Next, please. Next, please. Next. 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 One of his landscape. I have included only one landscape. Next, please. These are the photograms he made. Magnificent photograms he made. I'm sharing few of his photograms. Next, please. He told me that while on the bed, if certain idea came to his mind, at the moment, he took out his notebook and pen or pencil and note out on notes on that idea, so that he not to forget those thoughts. That was the passion. Next, please. This is the tabletop photography arranged at his home. Still life, you can say. Next, please. And the photogram. Next, please. Next, please. A wonderful still life. Very simple, very effective. So friends, thank you so very much. I am really sorry for these technical hiccups. Kindly excuse us. We don't have any control on certain things. And you all were with me patiently for so long. I thank you. And again, I wish you happy World Photography Day, my greetings and my best wishes for the day.
Beautiful, Anil. Wonderful show. बहुत सुंदर. नमस्कार.
I am little perturbed
मजा आ गया.
when these technical problems were there.
कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता इससे. प्रेजेंटेशन
Thank
तो
you,
आउटस्टैंडिंग था. बहुत
Thank
मजा
you.
आया.
Thank you.
And was nice. It is all well.
Thank you.
Particularly, we enjoyed the very enthusiastic historical records of the eminent photographers of the country.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
ऐसा था सर कि मैं मिस्टर एम.ए. घोरपाड़े जी को छोड़ के बाकी सबसे मिला हुआ हूँ, लेकिन
जी,
आज I was lucky. I have met all these legends except Mr. M.I. घोरपाड़े. मैं उनके ब्रदर विजय घोरपाड़े जी से मिला हूँ,
Okay.
लेकिन आज मेरे को लग रहा है कि मैं उनके बारे में कुछ भी नहीं जानता था. इतना डेप्थ से उनके बारे में इतना बढ़िया इंफॉर्मेशन आपने जो दिया है, इट इज एक्चुअली आर्काइव करके रखना चाहिए पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन.
Thank you.
For this was very nice.
Thank you so very much for your kind words. But I felt very upset and perturbed with these technical problems which encountered this presentation.
It happens in good things.
नहीं, it is a new norm in our life, sir.
अरे क्या बात कर रहे हो अनिल, ये तो बड़ा मजा आता है इसमें. कम से कम और नया स्टाइल मिलता है देखने का.
Thank you.
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. मैं भी दिन में था वेबिनार पे, मैंने नेट नहीं कनेक्ट हुआ तो मुझे उसको देना पड़ा था.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
और अग्रवाल साहब का प्रोग्राम तो बढ़िया होगा ही होगा.
अरे
Of course.
अनिल सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग टॉक थी सर. मतलब मेरे आप लोग तो सबसे मिले हुए हैं, सबसे मुलाकात है. मैंने तो नाम भी ठीक से पहली बार जाना है इन लेजेंड्स का, और मेरे जैसे कितने लोग जो हैं वो आज जान सके हैं लेजेंड्स के बारे में. और उस समय जब टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी प्रिमिटिव स्टेज में थी,
Exactly.
वो जो काम निकला है सर, आज डिजिटल कैमरे में इतनी कैपेबिलिटी के साथ निकालना बहुत मुश्किल है सर. मतलब एक एक काम ऐसा है जिसको अलग से देख करके फोटोग्राफी सीखने की जरूरत है.
जी.
और आपने बहुत केयरफुली पिक्चर्स सेलेक्ट की सर 6 लीजेंड्स में, कि वो पूरा अगर 6 लीजेंड्स के वर्क को अगर टुगेदर कर दें, वो अपने में इंसाइक्लोपीडिया बन जा रहा है सर. कोई भी रेपिटेशन नहीं है किसी तरीके का, कोई भी जॉनर कहीं भी रिपीट नहीं किया आपने, और इतना खूबसूरत रिसर्च सर. इट्स अ वंडरफुल एंड ग्रेट वर्क सर.
Thank you, sir. There should be a publication having the iconic images of these legends of Indian photographic history, a compilation of their work and about them. Maybe, God willing, in future, there may be some publication having the details and the images of these legendary photographic personalities of our countries.
Sir,
that will be a treasure in the photographic purpose.
So far,
Exactly.
I know about most of the publications. They have a very, very commercial outlook about these things.
Yes, it's a sorry state.
Only the photographers can understand the value of it. So it may not be a sales proposition for most of the things, but this treasure is worth archiving in a form of a book. I do not know, आप लोग की blessings अगर हुई, और विजय सर है और आप लोग सब हैं, आज एक वर्ल्ड फोटोग्राफी डे का दिन है, अगर आप लोग की blessings और encouragement हुई और भगवान ने मुझे शक्ति दी, तो शायद छायांकन ये प्रयास करेगा सर. बहुत बड़ा काम है, मैं जानता हूँ इतना आसान काम नहीं है सर, लेकिन मैं एकदम इंस्पायर्ड हूँ और आप लोगों का साथ है, मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि छायांकन की तरफ से जो भी कॉस्ट आएगी हम लोग सब लोग मिल करके इन्वेस्ट करेंगे सर।
हम लोगों का सबका साथ है, और आज ये जो एक वायदा आप इंडियन फोटोग्राफी से कर रहे हैं, इंडियन पीपल से कर रहे हैं, इट विल टेक अ शेप एंड रियलिटी, गॉड विलिंग। हम सबकी दुआएं और एफर्ट्स एंड व्हाट नॉट आपके साथ हैं।
Sir, thank you, sir, and I will surely work. I'm feeling quite emotional by this time.
Yes, yes.
God bless you. You can complete this.
So now the time is that on 15th August, we had celebrated Amrit Mahotsav, the 75th Indian Independence Day. And Chhayankan also took a small role into it by celebrating, by having a contest, creativity ki Azadi, where we did not bound, because we believed that every form of art is a medium of expression of thoughts. It always sets, whether it's a song, whether it's a dance, or whatever the form of art is there. So we came out with an idea of having a creativity ki azadi, where all form of arts come. However, this was for the first time. So most of the entries we received were photography entries, and only one contestant had submitted 2 songs. We tried to create a parameter where all forms of art could be judged on one particular platform. So I'll be very happy to share results on the screen, but I would like Anil sir, who is the chief guest of the occasion, to announce the result.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I'm just sharing the screen, sir, for your help, and you please announce the.
अभी तो उनका भी वाईफाई मतलब नेट ठीक है लगता है।
लेकिन ठीक है सर, मुझे मालूम है कि काफी परेशान हो गए आज टेक्नोलॉजी से, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, जाते मेरे भी the same problem trauma I had also faced during my webinar. So this was the contest, and बहुत थैंक्स है सारे कॉन्टेस्टेंट्स को जिन्होंने स्पोर्टिंगली दिया, और इस कॉन्टेस्ट में क्रिएटिव वर्क के साथ स्पिरिट ऑफ पार्टिसिपेशन, यहाँ पर केवल आर्ट ही नहीं देखा गया, लोगों की भावनाओं को भी हमें देखा कि सेलिब्रेशन की जो 75वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं हम, उसमें हम किस तरीके से भाग ले रहे हैं। आजादी के इस अमृत महोत्सव में हमारे लोगों ने बहुत सारी एंट्रीज दी, और जो 3 विनर हैं उनको मैं ऑर्डर में पहले सबसे थर्ड को दूंगा। और सर आप मैं नेक्स्ट बोल रहा हूँ, आप कांग्रेचुलेट करिए उनको।
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to announce the winners of this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav contest. Third prize goes to Amit Patel from Ahmedabad. Hearty congratulations, Amit ji.
He is a doctor by profession, sir, and very, very serious photographer. He was to one of the Varanasi workshop also, and he has submitted couple of entries. All the entries were very good, and the judges found this as a great entry.
Very nice. The second prize winner, PVS Nagarju from Papatla. Hearty congratulations, Nagarju ji. Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful image, sir. Action and the way, the full spirit is there, sir.
Exactly.
And the more, if any of these people are present, I would like them to unmute themselves, share the video and come on the screen, sir. I would request Mr. Dr. Amit Patel, PVS Nagaraju, if you are online right now, you can come forward, please.
And finally, the first prize winner, Nidhi Garg from my own Lucknow. Heartiest congratulations, Nidhi. Wonderful imagination and executed on the given theme. Very imaginative. Hearty congratulations once again.
So we all congratulate all the winners once again, but at the same time, we congratulate and greet all the participants who took interest in the workshop and they participated. All these winners will be sent a very exciting gift and a certificate to their addresses. They will shortly receive all these things at their home address only.
I would like to congratulate Chhayankan for having this photo contest, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and also giving me chance to share with you about these 6 legendary photographers of our country. And it is very important to know our history. And if we forget the history, we lost many things. We cannot go ahead. So we should know the history. And here today on World Photography Day, I pursue and I congratulate Mr. Agrawal, who promised that he will try to come up with the publication having the iconic images of these legends and some notes about this. Thank you so very much for inviting me on this great day and to interact with you, having something, a part of from the life of these great legends. Thank you so very much.
Let us all give a big hand.
Sir.
So, thank you everyone. And once again, very happy World Photography Day to all. And I'm sure we are going to have wonderful time ahead. So, sir, namaskar.
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार.
हमारा नमस्कार. और I'm sure that we'll have wonderful time in time to come. Thank you very much. Vijay sir.
Bye. Take care. Good
Thank
night.
you and good night. Wonderful.
night.
Wonderful.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye,
Please allow
bye-bye.
me to end the meeting, please.